Hello, students. So it's Miss C. We are talking about the reflection author paper that's due this Friday. Let's get into it. So you're going to go to Google Doc form. You're going to go ahead and open up a blank copy. Okay. You right away going to get in right here. You're going to change this title right here. And you know how it is here. It's slow. Hopefully you have your Grammarly ready to go. Hopefully you already have that there and it'll get you all signed up and ready to happen. Okay. So the first thing you're going to do over here is write your name. And usually I have that here for you. Name, author, reflection, paper. Okay. And this is paper number 4. So you're going to come over here. The first thing you're going to do is go to format. You're going to go to line spacing. You're going to go double. You're going to change this to 12. Do it before you start typing because going back is really hard. So it's going to be student, teacher, class, and date. Now remember how I want you guys to do it is day, month, year. Right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to center it up. Come over here to the center. And we're going to be talking about Swift, Fitzgerald, and Wilson. All right. Enter. It's going to be the same for everyone, right? You're going to left align it. You're going to tab over, okay? And in the first paragraph, you will tell us about the times these authors lived, okay? You can make one summary paragraph. Now, if you're like, well, I don't know, great. In the assignment, I showed you exactly where you can figure out how to know. You got to figure out that, how to know that thing, okay? Let's make this a little bigger. Paragraph. All right. Summary paragraph on each era. And if you don't know what era means, go back into our green textbook, our anthology, or go to dictionary.com. Okay. I'm going to come here, tab over. How many sentences should be? This should be at least one paragraph, at least one page. At least one page here. Because you really have to tell us about the times in which they lived. And that's kind of a lot of information. All right. All right. So in the next page, on the next page, you should break down each author and how they differ. So if you remember the graphic organizer, when we were talking about contrasting idea, to outline your thoughts before you write. We'll do it in class to give you guys some ideas, okay? So remember, August Wilson is in the early 1900s. Swift is earlier than that, right? And then you have Fitzgerald, who's also writing in the early 1900s. All right. So kind of think about the life and times. Were they living through wars? What is their situation? Are they married? Were they dealing with alcoholism, racism, housing insecurity, food insecurity? You're going to outline that each author. So you can take it slow by slow and go, For example, Fitzgerald, who wrote The Great Gatsby, okay? This was written specifically for the wartime troops. It was almost like uh, what we would call People magazine. It was very easy to read, it was very colorful. It was a story that would give them something to look forward to or think about. And, they're in the war, take them out of a wartime atmosphere with their imagination kind of thing. So you're going to write about that. And then you're going to tell us about this world. Tell us about his world. So just like you wrote for your personal statements, you're writing about your world. Tell us about his world. So how do I start? Fitzgerald's world was, what were they concerned about? Dot, dot, dot. Climate change? No, nobody even was talking about climate change back in then. Not at all. No, they were not worried about it. So you need to definitely look back at his life and times, and I can show you in the, next week where you can get that information. Were they worried about war? Um, Alcohol abuse? Why? Why would they be concerned with alcohol abuse, etc.? And we'll talk about it. Okay. And then you can have another paragraph separate from Fitzgerald to write on Wilson. So August Wilson was an African American writer, playwright. Um, and then get into it. Why was his world that he was writing about so different? The topics he chose to write about. Okay. And give your answers. And then have another paragraph that speaks about Jonathan Swift. Okay. And all that information is in the green textbook. All right. Then in this paper, what I really like to see is a works cited page. Okay. And I know we haven't done one of those before, but you should have a works cited page. In your works cited page, um, you should see on the MLA handout how to